Hello and welcome to my channel. This video is going to be the first of a 4-part series on using the ILIA Necessary Eyeshadow Palette in Warm Nude. So I love this palette. Every color is very usable. When I think of like looks, I could think of at least 10 looks that you could do with just this palette. It's just very versatile. The colors are all really pretty, very neutral. Nothing's like too crazy or out of the ordinary, like a crazy glitter. All very usable for every day. So we're gonna start with a very easy, simple look, which is what we have here. And we're gonna build on it as we go each week into the series. I will list everything that I use in the box below. But if you want to see how to do this look, just keep watching. Okay, so I'm starting off with skincare. I'm going to do just my super essentials skincare routine. And by super essentials, I mean that I ran out of vitamin C serum, so I'm not using that, but I usually would because it brightens, it protects against free radicals, does all kinds of good things for the skin, but I just ran out. So just imagine that would be the first thing I put on my face. Next, I am going in with sunscreen and moisturizer, and I am going to combine those to save time. Blend or mix it together. And mix those together and apply on my face. I'm also going to go down the neck, on the ears, and down cleavage. I'm just going to wait a few minutes to let that sit. So my skin, I feel like it needs a little bit more moisture here and a little bit here. I always like to check before I move on to makeup just to make sure my skin is adequately hydrated. And I feel like a little bit out here. So I just put a little more moisturizer in my hands. Okay, so I'm going to start with foundation, and I am using the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Nude Glow. So it's a medium coverage skin tint, color correcting. It has a brightening glow serum as well as SPF 40. So it's a really great product, and it looks very natural. I'm going to just spread it out on the back of my hand here. This is actually a huge little detail to ensure that it's not going to be too, like you're not going to apply it too heavy. By thinning it out, your sponge will only take, like however thick it is. So always thin out your foundation. Okay, next I am going to take my beauty blender and just dab it into the foundation and just go all over the face. And this is one reason why I love the beauty blender. I think I say it in almost every video, is that it basically does all the work for you. And I'm already done. It's been, what, 15-20 seconds, and I'm already halfway done with my face. And for me, especially with this foundation, what I do with all foundations is I like to cover the eyes, so I will use the foundation as a primer, because this specific foundation is even better because it color corrects. So it will color correct any red or purple that are on the lids. And so I use it as a concealer, as a primer, does it all. Okay, so that looks good to me. I'm not trying to go for like perfect skin, but so this is good enough for me for every day. If I were going on like a date or, some type of like if I were going to do a wedding or something, then I would definitely take more time, but I don't think it's needed. I'm now going to do my under eyes. And I would say if it came between doing the under eyes and like concealing any blemishes, if unless it's like a really bad blemish, like really red and or it's just bothering you, like you don't have to listen to me, but I would just let it go and focus on the under eyes, because under eyes dark circles can make you look more tired. So if you address that, then it looks a little bit more fresh, like you're a little more awake. So if it came between doing spots or dark circles, I would definitely do dark circles. So I'm not going to do the highlighting today just because this is a very quick natural look. And then I'm just going to press into the skin. I am not swiping. We're not trying to move the product around. We're just trying to press it into this specific area. And you just want to place the corrector wherever you see darkness. So if it's not dark, you don't need it there. You just want to focus it in those dark purpley or blue areas. Next, I am going to go in with a setting powder. I'm using Sephora's Micro Smooth Multitasking Baked Face Powder. This is a mineral powder. It's very beautiful. It's one of my favorites. And I'm going to take my sponge yet again. I'm going to dab it in the powder and just press under the eyes, actually all around the eyes, on the lids, and over the eyebrows. The other side there. So I like doing it this way because a wet sponge does not pick up a lot of product and it puts it down very naturally. Like it looks natural once you finish. Mineral powders are also more on the natural side, so they're not super heavy. You're not going to get a heavy look. Okay, so I'm going to take this. I'm just going to go here. When you powder like any areas like this where there's, smile lines or like under the eyes, it almost acts as like a filter because it takes away that shine and takes away that dimension. So it just looks really flat and nice. So you can see here, it looks much more smooth than this side. This side here. From time to time, I'll also do like the middle here and on the chin, just to take away any shine. I'll do it here. Okay. Next, I'm going to take my big powder brush and go into the powder and just do the outer parts here. You don't need to do this if you have more dry skin or you prefer to use more cream or liquid products like blush and bronzer, those types of things. You don't need to powder it down. But if you're oily like me and you use powder blush and contour bronzer, all of that, then I would suggest using powder to set it, just so that so if you dip your brush in your blush, if you have like an unpowdered face, wherever you put that brush down first, all of that blush is gonna stick to. So you definitely, if you use powder products, set it first. That way it will go on a lot smoother. One thing I like about the mineral powder is that it can be used wet or dry. So you see, and I used my sponge and the brush, and it doesn't like completely warp the product. You get like kind of this weird thing here if the sponge is too wet. I think I used it when my sponge was too wet. So, but other than that, it stays intact and completely usable either way. So that's why I really love mineral powder. Next, I'm gonna do my eyebrows, and we're just gonna go really natural here. We're not gonna try to make them perfect. I'm using the Morphe micro brow pencil. I like the tip. It's very small, so it's able to give you more of a natural look. And it also comes with a spoolie. I like to brush first, and so I'll brush on the inside up, and then as I hit the arch, I will brush down and do the other side here. Then I'm going to go in and I'm just going to fill in any sparse areas, and then just kind of try and even out the insides as much as possible, because I feel like you can really tell it's higher just from the inner corner. So I'm going to try and even that out. You can see here there's a little bit of a sparse area. I'm going to fill that part in and just extend the brows out. Okay, same thing. And like I said, sisters not twins, brows, they don't need to be perfectly symmetrical, because as you can tell from mine, they're not perfectly symmetrical. This one's much more arched. So the best you can do is just to even it out this way. 3 angles here you want to try and achieve. So here, that looks good. It starts right here, the end of the nose and the end of the pupil. The arch is right about here. I think this brow just naturally goes a little before, and then here, and the edge of the eye is where you want your brow to end. And we'll do it here. That's the best we can do. I'm not gonna stress over it. All right. Okay, so once I'm done, if I feel like it's a little bit too much, and you want to make sure the inner part of the brow is really soft, because if it's too heavy or dark on the inner corner, it looks very harsh. So if you feel like it's a little too much, maybe it's a little too drawn in, you can always take your little spoolie and brush it out. It will soften out that whatever you drew in. Okay, I'm going to go in with the ILIA palette. So this is what the one we're going to be using. This is our very first look, and it's a very, very easy, natural look. And it's just going to be 2 shadows. We're going to take a 224 brush. This is from MAC. Any dome, like kind of softer brush, so it bends really easily. It's very bulbous. So you want to take this top color here. This is called Grace. And I'm just going to go in the crease here. Okay, we're not trying to do a crazy dramatic eye, so you can always layer if you want to go, get a little more definition. Then, after you do this layer, take a step back. You can look, see if you want to go a little bit more. I feel like this side looks a little less, like there's less product, so I'm just gonna place some here. And you want to go in like a arch down. So like this, arch down, to give you that kind of like lifted look. You don't want to go too far past the outer part of the eye. That's where you want it to start lifting. Okay. And then I'm just going to blend. So we have a little bit of soft definition here. Blend out any edges, specifically more on the top, because we're going to go in with a shadow on the lid, and that will soften them to kind of blend them together. Next, I'm going to take a MAC 219. It's a flat like eyeshadow brush, so it's like a paddle brush. I'm going to take this color here. This is the color Cocoon. You're just going to press it onto the flat part of the brush. Okay. going to place it on the lid. So I start close to the lash line and then just soften it up. You want it mostly on the lid here, and then you just softly blend into the crease. And then if you want just a touch of like shine, you can take just a little dot on the tip of your brush, just a little bit, and just go at the highest point of your, so where your arch is, right below that, just put a touch. You just want to add the touch like right under that. I'm just going to add a little bit of lift right there. Okay, so you can see it kind of lifted that area up. I'm just going to take the 224 brush, the one that we use in our crease, just to blend the two areas together really softly. And just blend right here where we place that shimmery color under the eyebrow. Just want it to softly and seamlessly blend into your skin. So I am not going to do any eyeliner. We're just going to go straight to lashes because this is a natural look. I'm going to take my curler. Just really work on lifting the lashes. So you can see my eyes look much wider on this side. The lashes are just open. It opens up the eye. You can see very lifted. Now I'm just going to take mascara. I am using the CoverGirl Lash Blast Clean in waterproof black. And just applying so. For me, I prefer a more separated look than like the really heavy, like the multiple coat look. So I just go very softly. I don't do, maybe I'll do 2 coats at the very most, but normally I just go 1. The lower lash line, I usually just do the outer corners. Kind of lift the eye. I feel like it gives like almost like a wing effect, where if you do like the outer parts, it will just kind of lift up. So now that I'm done with the eyes, and that's it. So super easy. I'm going to go in with blush. I'm going to take my blush brush and go into NARS Orgasm and just place it really high on the cheek. So I'm not going further in than the outer part of my pupil here. And I really like this. I really like Orgasm because it's a very flattering color. It's a peachy pink. And it also is like has a glow, so it's very natural. You don't even really need highlighter because it does have that glow to it. So if you place it on the higher parts of your cheeks, it will not only lift your face, because watch when I smile. Once I stop smiling, my cheeks go down, and it will take, if I placed it here, it would drop once I stop smiling. So as you get older, our skin starts to sag, and we just need to place things a little bit higher. No big deal. And it will give us the lift we need to kind of keep it youthful and really pretty, and also reduce the need for too many products. And then lastly, I'm just gonna do a super easy lip. Like this is, I actually got this from Japan. It is extremely beautiful. It's called, the brand I think is Visee, Visee. EE, and it is the color BE300. So almost like kind of matches this, just doesn't have that gold undertone to it, but it's, I believe, a plumping lip gloss because it does have that kind of tingly feel to it once you put it on. So I'm just gonna put it on here. I like that there's not a lot of color, but there's just enough. It's like your lips but better kind of color, which is kind of the when it for every day, even for like most looks, unless I'm gonna go for a bold lip. I'm not really a fan of lip color. Just my preference. Um, I like to just have something really natural like this. And then I'm gonna take Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk lip pencil, or lip cheat is what it's called. And I'm just gonna line the outer part of the lip. So basically what we do normally, just to give it some definition. And that is it. That's the whole look. Just super simple. It's just such an easy look. And I wanted to start with this because I feel like as long as we get like a foundational look down, like something we could throw on in 10 minutes and that's it, we could always build on this. So yeah, next week we're going to start with this look. We're going to build on it. And that way you guys you can always do just, enhance that look, take it to the next level within 5 minutes. You're done. So that's it. Just a super easy eye look for every day for work. Very glowy, very natural. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was helpful. Please like this video, comment what you want to see next. If there's any palettes in the future that you want me to do like a series like this on, please leave them in the comments below. Or your favorite palette. It doesn't even have to be an eye palette. It would be even better if it was like a full face palette or even just a face palette. I could do that as well. So leave your favorite palettes or a palette that you're interested in below, and maybe we'll do that in a future series. And please subscribe. I mean, that would help the channel so much. It's free, and I love sharing my tips and my expertise and knowledge with all of you to help just make beauty easy. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you in the next one.